Ayo, culture.
What's up, guys? What's good? How's everybody good? How's everybody doing? Yo, how's everybody doing? Doing? Is everyone
Good,
good?
good. How's everyone? Yeah.
No, easy. Easy. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm nice. I'm
Hmm.
I'm easy. I feel refreshed. I'm ready to do this thing, man.
Man, you look like you're about to go out after this, man.
Who?
You look like you're about to go and you look like, you know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Gee, thanks,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you look like
thanks,
you're about
thanks.
to go somewhere, man. Where's it popping?
Hey, no,
Hmm?
I woke up like this.
Uh,
Quite literally.
Guy literally, I'm like, hey, this guy, man, looking all fresh, and maybe it's the camera, the camera detail. Who knows, bro? Who knows?
Yeah, and the angle, you see, it's called the superior angle.
Yeah.
So I'm looking down at you guys, giving me
Uh,
that thing.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Don't, just as long as you're not looking down on us. So we're trying to be like you too, man. I'm trying to be at the top too, man. Come on now. Huh?
Hey, man, it's tough at the top, man.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So guys,
But look at Chloe though, also. She's
yeah, I
got
was
that
even
drip going.
I said to her, she's like, nah, I gotta do my hair. I was like, drip, lies, drip season
It's
is
Just
here.
a
dripping, man.
lazy day.
How's the weather that side in the UK?
It was all right today, to be fair. It
Mm.
was brighter than it. I feel like it was brighter than it felt. Like, when it's really bright, you think, oh, it must be really warm. Personally, I thought it was brighter than it felt.
Is it getting warmer that side though?
Yeah, it is getting warmer, to be fair.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh yes, here
Uh,
it's a it's blizzards of life. Yo, it's cold,
mm. No,
cold,
it's glazy here. Yo.
cold. Mm. Even the dog was like, yeah, no, it's going down. He's not even he's this side. He's not even anywhere near here. He's he's that side where it's warmer. Like it's warmer in my room than it is here. So I'm like, okay,
Oh,
yeah. But here it's convenient because I got better lighting here. So that's why I do all my videos here. Yeah.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
he's
speaking of which, sorry, you see that thing I was talking about? It selected a different wallpaper, which is too dark. So
mm.
sorry, please excuse that. I'll change it now.
Oh, by the way, I didn't even say hi to the subscribers, guys. Welcome to another episode
It's been
of the
long.
Big Bear Online Podcast, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so first topic that we're going to talk about is like it is very interesting because there's different perspectives to this. Please note that you know whoever's opinions here that are spoken are not a reflection of the channel, but the people themselves who express their insights and takes of what we're about to talk about. Yeah. So the question is it your obligation to stay attractive for your partner? So when we, of course, when we go through the said honeymoon phase, and then of course we, do everything we can for our partner we love the most, we focus the most, we stay attractive the most. That's the reason why they got with us. It's maybe because of the attraction joint component of it. So yeah, is it after that, like all the time, of course, you're looking to get married and stuff. Is it an obligation to stay attractive? So feel free, anybody can shoot on this one. So what do you think? Is it your obligation to stay attractive for your partner?
Just to establish my starting point, I think 100% it is, without a doubt.
Okay. Care to elaborate why?
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it is. The main reason being it's like anything else in life. I don't know. People tend to think that relationships are different to any other kind of relationship. So with any kind of when you start applying for a job, or when you take up a post somewhere, when you get into a relationship, there's an unspoken contract that's formed. Like that person is attracted to a certain a person that you've presented or how you've shown yourself to be. And I mean, if you can't maintain that, then I would feel like there was a level of deception there somewhere. First of all, uh, the classic thing obviously is like, what if someone gains weight through the course of the relationship? It would depend on the reasons why. There are changes that are occurring from the person that I initially met. Obviously, everyone has like a certain level that they project. Like you want to, someone to meet this version of you, and then there's that version of you, like the resting version of you, where you're comfortable at home by yourself. That gap needs to be respected. Like the moment that that gap starts to grow a bit too large, when someone becomes too content and too sedentary or whatever it is in the context of the
Complacent.
relationship, then there's a major problem. And I mean, you need to be held accountable for it. But there's also healthy ways of holding someone accountable. So it's not like a invitation to be abusive or condescending or hurtful, but like there has to be some kind of way where the two individuals involved are comfortable enough to like call each other out and keep each other growing. I mean, the whole point in life is to progress. Why does it stop when you meet someone? So I mean, that's my initial take. I can elaborate further, but I feel like, I don't want to give everything away all at once.
Mhm. I get it. I get it in certain instances is that, of course, when you get older and you're together, there's certain things that do matter. Maybe, I mean, look at old couples. They don't care about sex. They, care about just being each other's company. They look like they're happy. It's like, okay, maybe it could be different. They could be on um, performance enhancing stuff when they're behind closed doors. I don't know, but like, you know, um, but also when it comes to the attractiveness, is like I believe it too. I believe it is really important, you know, to stay a certain or to be a certain way or certain spec because that what you presented yourself to be. You're absolutely right. There's no need for me to regurgitate that, you know, and it's essential to maintain that level or to progress more. You tend to hear a lot of excuses when it comes to having kids or whatever, but still health is health. I believe health is health at the end of the day, and I prefer it that way, man. If attractiveness, if you stay maintained to be attractive, cool, perfect. Like that's what it is. There's no need to be when there's a level of contentment or a level of just even this. Listen, even this part, Ben, Chloe, it's before you meet the person. It's the level of, you know, it's the level of like having to be a person who's actually conscious and aware that okay, you are attractive, and to maintain a certain spec of your attractiveness, you know, this is how I met you. Let's keep it this way, So, let's go to the gym together without having to be offensive or whatever the case may be, you know. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like let's go. I go to the gym, so I go to the gym. It's not hard to propose to someone else to go to the gym. I'm not trying to say anything, just saying it's actually essential for us to keep healthy and fit. You want me to be a certain way, I expect you to be a certain way too, right? Can
Mm-hmm.
only be fair that way, you know what I mean? So I'm the one going to boxing lessons every day, so I can go and keep fit and have ripped muscles or veins showing or whatever the case may be. So I kind of expect the same thing. So my level of attraction.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
yeah, I want to go back to that point Chloe brought up because that's gonna be the proverbial elephant in the room from the get-go. So we might as well start there.
Okay.
Childbirth. You said something about childbirth, but I'm guessing obviously that's to bring awareness to the body changes that happen when a woman, is with child and the effects after. So with that context, do you care to elaborate? Like, I just want to understand from the woman's perspective. Um, yeah, if you can just elaborate on that so I can understand you better.
so yeah, like within reason, if you have a child, you don't have unrealistic. You shouldn't have unrealistic expectations like, oh, 6 months or 3 months, you're going to be back to perfect. Have a realistic expectation. And at the same time, for men and women, I would have the same expectation. Like within reason, you should keep that, maintain that level of fitness or attract, um, like caring for yourself or that level of presentation and grooming, you should keep it up within reason. Like if obviously you've got a health issue that comes up, something may change, or if at childbirth something may change. But other than that, I think but I think it goes both ways. Like people should have, and for me, it's more about health. Like I've actually been in a situation where I have had to mention to someone like, come to the gym with me, like, you know,
Mm.
but I did, you say it in a healthy way. There's ways where you can. I've heard some people have experienced, really negative comments. I mean, actually, I've experienced some negative comments myself for both sides, for putting on weight and for losing weight. But I mean, yeah, I think there's healthy ways to go about it. And for me, myself personally, it is more about health and just simple, like that's what attracted you. So start as you mean to go on. That's how I see it. Start as you mean to go on.
Can I put a wrench?
The Yeah, yeah.
Can I put a wrench in this one here? So now, what about does this not conflict with body positivity movements as well? Because they seem to
I
be,
don't believe in that. I
I
don't
don't
necessarily
know,
believe in the body
these,
positivity movement. I believe in health. I don't
yeah,
believe everyone I don't believe everyone should be the same size, absolutely not. But I believe everyone deep down knows if they're feeling okay, my joints are aching, I'm suffering a little in this department, my breathing's not, there are some people that can actually be very fit and agile at a more plus size. That is maybe better as if you've had a checkup and everything else is fine. That clearly is okay for you. Like I know what my ideal weight is, so I don't believe in body positivity. I believe in health and a reasonable amount of fitness. So yeah, that's just me. I don't believe in body positivity.
Mm. Funzo. Uh, Body positivity shouldn't be mistaken with, because I feel like our topic is more focused on a range, whereas body positivity is more acceptance of people as they are. So obviously, I mean, if you plus size, you would have attracted that person initially as the person you were, and that's your genetic compilation, so to speak. So body positivity, I feel like, is more towards not shaming those that fall within the
no,
biological, well, to the genetic sphere of.
no, it's not about shaming. It's not about shaming, Ben. Here's the
Mm,
thing, right? What tends to happen in these movements, particularly, is that it's like you need to accept how it is. You understand what I'm saying? That's the rhetoric that happens. Like I say, I have nothing against
mm-hmm.
plus size women. Do your thing, it's your business. You understand?
Yes,
Neither
yes.
But
do I. Neither
you
do
know what I
I.
mean? But let me be very clear with you in terms of how I feel in this angle is that when it comes to me as a guy, I have a preference. You get what I'm saying? And the movement is saying accept me as I am or just go somewhere else. I will do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I will look for a fitter looking woman. I will look for somebody who's pretty much the spec that I prefer. I'm not gonna compromise because it's like it's enforced for you to accept that. If you were a guy who was overweight and 300 kilograms and you said take me as I am in the dating market, I'm sure you'd probably get laughed at as a guy. You understand what I'm saying? You probably chances are you probably would. But you know,
Some
if
women
if
love
Mm-hmm.
the ted.
if you swap
Some
it
women
around,
love the teddies.
yeah, but I'm just saying this, Ben, in reference to what's happening out there, and it's what's presented to us. You understand what I'm saying? I have no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with any person of a particular size or anything like that. It's just that when it comes to within realism, in terms of attractiveness within your person, you have a spec of you have a spec or you have a preference of how you'd like your partner to maintain herself, which you deem as attractive, as how she would with you. It could be many variations of things. So it's not necessarily shaming. I don't agree with that. It's just like it's just the
Oh,
realism.
anyone to forcefully accept something that's unappealing to them. Um, but now the more specifically, what happens when the person you met initially as the person you found attractive, and then they gain the weight. So you see, that isn't necessarily part of the body positivity. That one is just
Yeah, if
you
that's a
change your
difference.
lifestyle. Yes.
What up, Steam?
Ooh.
Oh,
What up, Steam? Sorry, man. What up, Steam? What up? What up? What up? What up?
what up,
Hello.
Steve?
Hey.
What's going on, fam?
What's going on? Okay. Yeah. What's going on?
Hi, Chloe. Hi, Alfred. Hi, Ben. Hi, guys. Sorry for being a little bit late. I was just trying to find some saliva for this conversation because of how much talking I did earlier on. So,
Got you. Got you. Got you. So, quick one.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate for you to come through, man. Quick one. Is it your? Is it question for today? And I want to hear your take on this one. Is it your obligation to stay attractive to your partner? Is it your obligation to stay attractive to your partner?
if you're a person who cares about it, then yes, it's your obligation and your partner's obligation if you care about such things, if you care about such things, because you get people that actually don't care. I mean, there's times when I see, I see, a couple where it's one is big and one is skinny, and then you get a couple where there's a big child is like this, ooh, and then the mother's also like that, and the father's also like that. Um, and then the same way with skinny. You get like a super skinny mother and or a super skinny father as well, and a super skinny child, which also isn't healthy. Um, so yes, I do believe it's your obligation because like as men, we are visual creatures, and women are, I would assume they are also visual creatures, but they are their decisions are based less on what they visually see. Um, so like that when I saw you, my attraction to you was part of the package of what I seen. So, it definitely, yeah, I agree. It definitely has to be. I put the same standard upon myself, considering, how much I train, dog. Like we discuss this issue all the time at the gym. And,
Yeah.
um, and it is visual, yet at the same time, we've found that there's some very normal, average looking women that look extremely gorgeous because of their personality, and you get some super fly honeys that have the greatest body, but they whack because of because how bad of a personality they have. They think that they ish. They think they can only find a nigga who's like this that must be on their level, whatever. Like, okay, fine, what's your business?
Mm.
Um, and attraction, it goes a long way. So I feel both parties have to figure out what they want from each other and raise that. I won't say raise, maintain, because once you start to raise, that's when I believe you start, comparing against another person. It's like, okay, then why did you even choose me if you were even gonna compare me to someone else and
That's the
raise that
same.
bar?
It's the same concept of. It's the same concept. Sorry to cut you there. is like the same concept
Mhm.
of as men, you pointed out something very crucial, is like we are visual creatures. And I think with women, and there's nothing wrong. I've always said hypergamy is not wrong. Women want a man who can be a provider and have good head on his shoulders. So
Yep.
our wallets speak for us. That's the reality. Our wallets speak for us. So for you to, it's our obligation to keep our money up to be at that level, to say, okay, fine, I can make decisions within the home shop. This is what I can do. And I can't be like there and be like, yo, I'm a millionaire, and then 3 months down the line I'm broke, but I expect you to still be there in some way. But I've promised you a whole spec and a whole whiteboard presentation of what could happen in the relationship leading to marriage. So I get it. I do, as a guy, I'm very aware of this. Guys must be aware of this. You need to have your money up. You get what I'm saying? But as well with the ladies, since we are visual, it also is in a majority of men's interest that you know that's big. I don't know. That's just my take. But yeah,
Yeah.
as
Okay, so can I just say, so we've discussed the weight thing now, but in terms of keeping your partner like physically
mm,
attracted, there's other factors, i.e., grooming, clothing, that kind of thing, not just like the weight thing. So I mean, obviously it goes for both ways as well. So like talking about, when time passes, you living together or what have you, and you obviously see more and you see all the behind the scenes before and after. So like that is also a factor and thing that I think some people can take for granted on both sides. So I don't know if you've had any experiences of addressing those issues either, any of you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, like I've dated women for very long periods of time, extremely long periods of time. And I got to see it all, man. I got to see it all. I also got, to improve myself because I'm not perfect. So it's like, okay, also you now, dog, you need to come right in certain areas. Because you get so comfortable once you're with someone for a while, you know? Like I got to a point where I'm like, you know what? No more dating girls that smoke cigarettes. That ish is nasty, bro. You know,
was this
you know,
person was this person willing to change? Did you address that? Did you address that?
I addressed it. Me personally, for myself,
Yeah.
I addressed it. He was just like,
And what was
look,
the
you can't tell.
response? And what was the response?
As you can see, we are no longer together. As you can see, we are no longer togetherness. She was like, you can't tell me nothing, Kanye West style. I was like, all right, cool, bro. I ain't gonna tell you nothing. Because some people take that offensively. As Chloe says, once you start going down that rabbit hole of being around all the time, people start to take offense, and they think like, I care. Well, you know, also like, just cleanliness. Um, niggas sometimes they don't wash. I've heard this from my female friends. Like, I'm dating him now. Hey, this guy only washes whenever he feels like it. Like, yeah, dog,
That's
wash your ass. Just because you with the girl now doesn't mean you mustn't wash your ass.
That's crazy. I've heard that too. A lot of girls, like some female, they complain about that. They complain about guys not having to like take a regular shower. Like, that's
Yeah,
insane. That's
yeah,
insane.
because when like women worry about the smallest of things, bro. And I understand it. They're like, nah, bro, you gotta stay clean, please. Okay,
Oh my life.
Yeah.
What am I
like
hearing? I wouldn't
uh,
even,
guys,
I mean, I wouldn't even address if I noticed someone did not bathe every day, blocked, removed. It's not being addressed. The most I'm gonna address is washing hands. But if I think you don't shower, I'm no conversation to have. There's none. There is none. Remove yourself.
There's nothing we can
Like,
talk about or discuss. There's
absolutely
nothing.
not. The most we can
You
discuss
see?
is washing your hands better or washing your hands more. If I have to discuss more than that, or maybe like shaving or something, that maybe we'll discuss, or what deodorants, like for example, if you use the same one for the whole year, no, you need to switch it up because your body gets, do you know what I mean? And like hair removal, that I would discuss, but showering, that's not even a conversation.
I can't stand the untidy shit. I can't stand the untidy shit. No, 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 no. That one there. Woo. Like, look, man, be about your business, do your thing. But like, oh man, I can not, especially if you know, like you got cobwebs growing on your pile of clothes that are chilling. I can't do that. No, there's no way. If you're untidy, even like I see it, you know where I see it as well. I've seen it from Shorty's cars. See from Shorty's cars, man. Ooh, I'm telling you,
Or the
this
handbags, the makeup bags, that is my cringe.
it's worse than the episode of Stranger Things. Oh my god, like that something's gonna swallow you in that car. Like look at the car, like you get like bags of makeup, you get all this type of mess, you get all this type of things out here, and you're like, what is going on out here? Like I almost lost my arm. No, it's craziness. It's craziness. No,
Have you
I
ever
can't.
had to?
Huh?
Have you ever had to address someone's like hygiene, or
Look,
how would you even have that conversation?
I, to be honest with you, on my side, like, thank God, no. Thank God, no. But I have like personal hygiene, no, no, no. But when it comes to like maybe a congested vehicle that I've sat in where there's so many things, and it's just like I'm a neat freak myself. I'm a neat freak. You know what I mean? I like things in order. So for me, even I'm not saying that I'm a saint and I brush and I put a what you call it, you know, that fluffer thing over my car before I start driving and put my gloves on and I drive. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying is that for me, I will. I could be like, okay, a day I have my car which is messy or whatever the case, but I will need to clear it out and make sure that like, there's nothing in this whip. Ask this guy here, ask Ted. Like my car, I don't have things congested. My car, like it's empty because it's just it's just clean. You know what I mean? Even if it's just dust or whatever, it's just clean. But I mean, really, it's just I can't stand if it's chilling for like a while or a minute. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too much. It's too much admin.
So what
Yeah.
about like when a girl stops, like when you first meet a girl and you're dating, and then it's always like that best foot forward, everything's always neat, no chipped polish, no, scatty clothing. Like, what do you do like after a year or whatever, after 6 months or what have you? And then it's just like just wearing holy pants, or just an example, but like, you know what I mean? Like, how have you ever had to address that? Like, just that less bit of effort, like just raggedy hair, just
No, Shem.
less effort.
No. I haven't gone that far. The raggedy hair type of thing. Like, yo, if you do encounter that, make sure that you destroy that reality stone, because you were probably reality stone. You saw a different reality. The next thing when you're with her, everything changes. You know, she Thanos you. Like it just goes back to
Reality is often disappointing.
Reality is definitely reality is disappointing.
I've got an upkeep and attractiveness in that sense of like clothing, hair, that kind of general thing. Do you think that is an excuse to like cheat?
You know one thing, man. What I see in that, for us guys, I will be lying to you if we told you that it's not a nice feeling to go out in public with an attractive looking woman. Oh, trust, it's such a morale booster. You understand what I'm saying? Any guy would tell you that it's not, would be lying to you. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's those things, the art guys will take into consideration those things. I mean, some even guys among the panel here can say like, okay, if there's a special occasion, and we're going out somewhere, or of course, I want you to look proper. I want you to look at your best. I want you to look nice. You know what I mean? Because it's a representation of where I'm taking you at. So, um, yeah, best believe those things, they do tend to matter. I'm not saying, where, things that I'm becoming. I'm just saying is that, every guy wants to have a nice lady on their arm. You understand? So, within realism, I'm saying this within realism. I'm out.
I'm talking about like the behind the scenes effort, or the more intimate efforts, if you get what I mean, like if you catch my drift.
Like wearing lingerie or something.
Yes, like these kind of things, and the effort at home.
Look,
and
if
even,
we're at home,
and even in general, yeah, maybe even the effort to go to the cinemas, or to go just to grab food or go shopping may have even also slightly dropped. But I'm talking about, yeah, more those kinds of
if we're talking at home, it's not that much of a big deal. All right, it's not a big. I don't expect you to wear makeup at home or wear whatever. I don't expect you to wear makeup at all. So that's the thing. It's not even really a thing for me. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting you to wear lingerie every day either. It would entice me. You know what I mean? It would be like, okay, surprise me, sure. You know what I mean? Surprise me.
But I mean, like, for example, you start off one way, like you start off making those efforts and showing that, but then 6 months in, you can't be bothered to do it anymore. So is that person then wrong for not feeling attractive, or
No.
having a wandering eye elsewhere? Because you've started off making, the females started off making that effort and putting that foot forward, but now she's turned the other way. She's putting another foot forward.
But why though?
No, not at all.
I mean, just
Bro,
because they've got comfortable.
yeah, that happens, bro. It's life. You can't keep it here forever, bro. I'm sorry, it's too much work. Why? Like, it's so much work trying to keep it here forever, bro. Like,
But why
it's
not?
heavy, and it's heavy. Like, do you know how much work? This is why men like to see women in their natural state at some point, so that they know what they're truly dealing with. Because when you've always got this facade on, we're like, okay, what are you hiding? Because I want to see like the base of who you really are, pimples and all.
See,
I don't mind.
my thing. See, I don't think my way of that effort is referring to makeup at all. Just because you lotion your skin and have, good high maintenance self-care doesn't mean you don't go without makeup. Do you know what I mean? I don't think makeup necessarily does come in the equation.
Okay.
For me, it doesn't.
Okay.
For example, like I would not go to bed with my mate unless it's like ridiculously late, like 6 in the morning. I won't come home and go to sleep in my makeup, or be scared to take off my makeup. So I don't necessarily think having a high standard of self-care is necessarily to do with makeup. It just means keeping things fresh.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I feel like either way, you should be able to see the person without makeup.
Yeah.
No, from
okay, then,
day one, yes. From day one, yes, of course.
Yeah. Then if you're speaking about keeping fresh, then that should be a standard thing that everybody does. The most you should go, the most. That's human nature, guys. We're not perfect. But we can't go days.
I don't literally mean bathing. I mean like
there's no focus because you're so bro. It's like do you know how much work you put in, and I applaud that you guys get to that level, because if you don't, especially at at our age, if you don't get to that level of commitment, it's going to be very difficult if things go south. Like it changed me. It definitely changed me for the better. If the 3 years was enough to change you, I hope it changed you indefinitely to be able to survive if something goes wrong after 5 or 6 years. Because that amount of commitment in your life given to someone else is literally like giving a limb. It's literally like giving somebody your limb, bro. It is your God.
Mm.
But doesn't that mean,
Everything
isn't that, does that not mean how we should change this the way how we date in general? If you really want the results you want, sticking with the 8-year relationship or a 7-year relationship, doesn't it get to a point, and I'm just asking here, doesn't it get to a point where after a certain time, if you're with this person, that's marriage time? Y'all should be like tying the knots.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Y'all should be tying the knots already.
Yeah.
Type of shit. 7 years of a relationship.
But in terms of like financially, or in any relationship, I think the main thing is you have to know and learn and understand yourself to know what you can put up with and what you cannot put up with. You have to know what your deal breakers are and be clear about them. Like if this happens, it's a deal breaker for me. And sticking to it. And also like I think also people don't account for human change.
Yeah, man. Kind
But
of.
it depends on how old you are. Like for me, we did start talking about that and we did start planning towards that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even houses were being looked at and so forth, like mortgages were applied for and stuff like that. So obviously we just started at 19, so that's obviously why. And obviously I finished uni, etc. So it wasn't a thing that, oh yeah, it wasn't that serious. We were literally at that point. So yeah, it just depends on how old you are when it starts, really, obviously, because you start at 16, I wouldn't necessarily say get married at 21, but you know, just depends on the age range. For us, it was coming to that time. It was for me. It was coming to that time where it was like, if I don't get out of it now, the next thing is marriage within a year. So it's either I'm getting married to him or it has to end now. So
yeah, because you should know at least within like by the second year at least. To like after that it's too long.
I think
By
at
the
19,
second year.
I mean, at 19, for example, to put it into context, me dating someone for 2 years, for example, at 23 or 25 is different to meeting someone and you're both like 19 and 20 years old. Do you know what I mean? You're allowing at least different kind of, in different areas, should I say, in some reasonable aspects, room for growth and improvement, which was seen realistically. So do you know what I mean? I think dating at 19 and whatever is different to dating at 23 because you don't have the same experience, you don't have the same your priorities are not the same, and also your expectations should not be the same. So yeah, that's why, if to put it into context, why, when you said, oh, at 2 years you should know, well, actually at 21, at 20, do you really know it all? Do you know what I mean? Looking back in hindsight, I can say, oh, actually I did notice that when I was 21, but do you have the same knowledge and experience? No. So yeah, age comes with it at the end of the day. But I think now, I feel like I don't know, in the Black communities in general over the world, I don't think like people are wanting to seek out relationships but aren't being taught perhaps the right dating tools. And obviously now we've seen the rise of like dating coaches, relationship experts, and gurus and so on. So yeah, I think people should have, how should I put it, the right expectations and accountability on themselves as well.
Yeah, because there's so much going on. People are not like, particularly guys, guys are not sure anymore. I don't think most guys are confident enough to say that, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be, because it seems to be like a repetition all the time. It seems to be always be kind of somewhat of a repetition when it comes to dating. And then you're like, you got the same results and stuff, you got the same outcomes, this person's got the same expectations, this is the same communication, all these type of things that are happening. So I to a certain degree, I do get it. It's not always like that, but taking into account what's happening around us and the type of era we're in, it's very difficult for, hey, it's too much, eh? It's just a lot. It's just a lot. You know what I mean? It's just a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, because like with what Alfred is saying, alongside with what Chloe is saying, with expectations and all that, women generally know what they want when they enter a relationship. They know okay, Joel, move in, mortgage, baby, blah blah blah. For them, like they know, they just know it. It's like already built in their nuclear firing cells in their brain. Guys don't know what they want because for now you said, date coach and shit like, hey, now, B, it can't just be about what's in between her legs. What do you actually want with this person, dog? Because for me, I also used to be like that, and then when I looked at myself from outside of myself and started building myself, then I started knowing what I want in myself and in somebody else. So for me, it's like, okay, cool. I want someone who's gonna build with me financially. Like, fine, you got your job, you're making money. I'm making my job financially. We are in a world now that's changing and evolving so fast, technological wise, and the technology affects how we think, feel, and react. So we are also going to need to change how we think, feel, and react according to the general consensus of interacting with other people. So, people have lost touch with how to just communicate generally with a woman, and niggas have lost touch with that ish because people are so, you know, flash quick flashes every day of this technology ish of other people's lives and what other people are doing and other people's standards and Instagram, all that nonsense, bruh, that they feel that they need to be like that when they aren't. And then somebody else is gonna believe that. So me, I dumb everyone down. I'm like, no, you're not even that special, bro. I know I'm not. Because again, I'm always gonna put first, I'm not perfect. So I'm not gonna act perfect ever. And I'm getting better and better at it every day. I never gave up. It's hard, this thing, bro. But it will fulfill my dreams. And I'm on my way there. So if you are with me, meet me somewhere there so we can make, what are we doing to plan this thing that's going to make us loyal to each other? Because loyalty on your own out of love isn't going to work in today's world. In today's world, with today's thinking and today's advancements, it's not going to work. We need something exterior that's going to make people stay loyal together. And that, for me, in my opinion, I believe, is assets, finances. Because if both of y'all get to that point of success, of making millions or billions, it's going to be very difficult to part from the person that you're making this money with, because then your money will go down. Your money will start to go down, and then now you start thinking, fine, yes, I guess I do get there those other nitty gritties that we spoke about earlier on today in the session. Because if both of y'all are making billions and both of you have never made billions outside of each other, it's going to be very difficult to want to leave each other. I believe.
Uh, I disagree strongly with just that point, though. Everything else I agree with. But the whole, if there's security, if there's financial freedom, or any of that stuff, there's no utopia with this game. Like, every level is its own level in its own right. Just because you guys made bread together or
Mhm.
you work well financially doesn't mean it'll sustain a relationship any more than a baby would, or whatever kind of guarantee or a surety you think you're signing that will guarantee the relationship. There's no guarantee. People, like, if you make money together well, doesn't mean you have to be a couple to keep making money. I know of like one or
Yeah.
two instances where, as you said, like they grew together, they built an empire, but separation still happens. Like there's no end game there. It's a daily thing. It's communication. It's all the basics don't change. The basics will never change.
Because as
Like
well,
if
you
you
can
think
make
about,
all the money together, but does she respect you? You know what I mean?
yeah, does she
So small
respect
things. Does she
you?
respect you? Yes, the guap is there. There's one for nothing in the home, but does she respect you
Hmm.
as the decision maker in Lynn? You know what I mean? Does
Is the
she?
growth there
Is the
also
growth there?
still
You
like?
know?
Accept is Louis and nothing less. All you need is and nothing less. That's gonna happen to you. Versus if you make your money and you stole that nigga who can go chill at the back of a barbie, the backyard with the barbecue, get the grill going, chisanya manya, and you can sit in your slops and be your OG. I feel there's it lasts longer then because you're still being more genuine to yourself, regardless of whatever your numerical financial status is. That's just how yeah, I feel the more you stick to who you are as a human being outside of cash, even when it's there, there's less probability it should go down when you're in love with someone because
Like as we said, like those fundamentals of communication, of understanding, of respect, like those fundamentals are for me what. So essentially, we need to figure out what's more important, external or internal factors. Because I feel like it's the internal factors. Like external, that's always going to change. Like it's for me, like it doesn't mean anything to a relationship. It's about like when you guys lay it like when it's lights out, then it's just the two of you or behind closed doors, like those fundamentals, that's where the magic happens. It's not about like money or whatever going out.
Social media has a, a, has influenced a lot about the dating spec in society as a whole. Social media has a major influence. If it wasn't for social media, people would still be dating the original proper way without any expectations,
yeah,
without anything. If it wasn't for social media, people wouldn't be thinking about the things that they want to date. They wouldn't be talking about the list of demands they want when it comes to dating a man or man dating a woman. Well, I think with guys with more realism, like I don't know, I'm yet to hear Tay or Ben say, "Yo, dude, I want to date Rihanna." Social media has given this facade of how people should date. Therefore, they put it into their dating spec and they start talking about, I want this, I want that, this is a red flag, all etc., all these type of things. If it weren't for that, you'd probably see more traditional ways of dating like it used to be, or if it ever was like that. So
I was about to
yeah, but
say,
I
like
think I
that's the
think it goes both ways. I think men can be unrealistic in other ways as well. I think maybe women are more so, but I think overall men are probably a bit more unrealistic. I mean, sorry, I think men are overall probably more realistic than women are being. Do you think, but where I see men being unrealistic is when they're looking at long-term relationships and comparing themselves and putting themselves in shoes which they're not in and probably never will be in. Why, even in general, okay, girls, why are you comparing yourself to airbrushed pictures in on social media and magazines? And men, why are you talking about multi-millionaires divorces when you're probably going to be combined, maybe hopefully worth a couple mil combined? Like, stop comparing yourself. You're worried about losing what house? Have you even applied for your mortgage yet? And you're talking
I said I
about
was gonna
you.
do it on
If I get,
Monday.
do you know what I mean? Like, really, really stop causing problems that aren't even there for you.
But wait,
That aren't
man.
even there.
isn't that sound clip? Isn't that from your previous pod also? I think you guys did the pod together.
Which
I
one?
remember you mentioned that earlier.
What is
Uh, the one where it was you and Chloe.
okay? What did
Oh,
I
She
like,
see?
mentioned
yeah,
she mentioned that exact same soundbite there about the mortgages and why you worried you're not even there, fam.
probably, but it's still relevant because it's like, in general, this online dating is like, stop comparing yourselves to these celebrities. Stop comparing yourself to clips and sound bites of people's lives and having unrealistic expectations. I think that is one downside of social media. Do you think men do bring some problematic thoughts? And I've heard guys that don't keep themselves well and aren't much to do, talking about they want a baddie and all this and all that, and I'm like, okay, okay. I want
baddie. I never.
she couldn't be my girlfriend, and it's like, okay, so who's trying to be your girlfriend exactly?
A baddie. I'm okay. I'm okay. Anything that's a baddie or an it girl, I'm okay. I'm probably gonna get somebody come out and say, "Oh no, you can't have us anyway. It's fine. Thank God. I don't want it. Thank the heavens."
Yeah, Chloe. Hey, but British guys, Chloe. Oh, since I've been here, British guys, they think they're very different to guys back home. Hey, British niggas. I hear you.
What do you think? What do you think so far then in London?
Yeah, you're right. As you're saying, niggas want a baddie. Like, why would you want a baddie, dog? Y'all have universal credit. There's jobs everywhere. It may not be the job you want, but there's a means to an end to be met, bro. And after that, how you double or flip that cake is up to you. I don't know why you're expecting, like the niggas have it easy this side. The niggas have it easy, and excuse me. And like, as you're saying, like baddie. And I mean, my next door neighbor, he had a birthday the other weekend, and the guy that pulled up, everybody was a rapper. Everybody was into music. I'm like, okay, and you believe that you're gonna get all the things you say you're gonna get when the competition in music is so bad, when the game of making money in music has evolved so much, you honestly believe that's what's gonna happen for you, bro? Come on, let's be realistic. And and a lot of guys unwilling, and this is guys globally, unwilling to be realistic with the goals that they want, because if you really want that, it's gonna take your soul away. Like, I know I want it very bad. I do want a Rolls Royce. So I'm shooting for that stuff, but I'm not just talking about it. I'm working at it daily. Ben and Alfred have known me for some time. Alfred has known me for majority of my existence on planet Earth. He knows where I come from. I come from a person who was just working to a guy who started multiple businesses that failed. And now I'm looking at finance and working on finance. I'm a creative, I'm a graphic designer. To a certain level, I thought my brain couldn't go past the complexity of finance. But I said, because I actually want to get there, I have to break down those mental barriers, fight myself, and if that the bigger picture won't be met. And then you're busy talking about the bigger picture while you're focusing on the small things. And then the bigger picture just gets further and further and further away from you. And then that's when you'll never reach it. I had to stay home, mind my business, keep my head low. Even when I didn't know how to do the Forex trading, I wasn't posting saying that I'm going to get rich. But that time I don't know how to trade, because what if I gave up? What if I was like, nah, I don't know how to do this anymore? What if? Only once I started actually making money, then I was like, okay, let's see this thing. Let's see if it.
For any man or any guy who's going to date, don't date when you're broke. You understand? Don't date when you're broke. I wouldn't advise it. You understand? It's a detriment to you. Whatever. Go have fun. Yeah, sure. Do whatever. Hook up. Whatever. But don't date if you're broke. Focus on yourself. Focus on getting your money up. At the end of the day, you will have the options that you want. You can decide what type of woman that you want to be with. You want to have that body or whoever you want. You can choose. It's up to you. You understand? But for now, if you're in your early ages and you're young, preferably it's not a good idea to date broke, especially if your pockets are thin, because the generation of women today, they're ruthless, man. They're ruthless. They want what they want with cherry on top. So You know, it's best. It's in within the best interest of young guys to actually focus on that, especially in this economy, to find ways and to find different avenues of generating income. It's advisable. You understand? It's advisable. We can complain and sit here. Guys can, oh no, women always want this. They want it's fine. They have the right to their preference. It's okay. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? When you must just do
yeah,
right by
hey,
yourself
bro.
so that you can be in that spec where you're the ultimate alpha male to put, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think like, you know, sometimes you gotta work it smart, man. You gotta work it smart. There's no use complaining about it. Be about it then. If you want that shit, be about it. Don't complain about how everyone else is getting the juice. Fuck it, man. They're there because they're there. So you just gotta make sure you got your shit on lock and get your shit together. You know,
Yeah, and
that's where
women are,
that's where I hold men accountable, bro. It's like, guys, you can't complain, bro.
yeah,
Can't
yeah,
complain,
and
bro.
women are straight up outdoing us, bro. And niggas don't like it. They are straight up outdoing us, dog. They're getting their degrees up. They're getting their paper up.
Yeah, guys, any last thoughts about attractiveness, dating? Is it imperative? Is it important to you when it comes to that? Just 30 seconds each. Last thoughts before we wrap up. What do you
I
think?
agree with what Chloe says. It's what you're willing to put up with and what you're willing to deal with.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Ben?
I think,
Oh, Chloe, sorry,
I
Chloe.
think, I was going to say, I think I think it's both parties' responsibility to communicate in a healthy, realistic way, you know, what their expectations are and hold each other accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Ben?
So, I mean, to forcefully tie it into the initial topic, with regards to changing within the relationship as opposed to the initial person that you presented, I feel like upkeep is important in a relationship at the end of the day, on all levels, like physically, emotionally, as a person, like financially. Just continue being an individual within that relationship. Do not see marriage or the 3 year, 5 year, 10 year mark as any kind of finish line. It's a consistent daily, even your emotional journey. Like it's always a journey. Like the moment you feel like that journey has an end is ironically enough where the end actually starts, you know, coming
Mm.
upon the coming over that horizon. So yeah, just always be individual
Mm.
and let that person just complement the person that you are. But keep progressing, keep growing, and keep moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. We focus on progression. It's what's important in any level of anything you do requires progression. You know, doesn't matter if you want to upgrade yourself, study further, if you want to fix your body, go to the gym, focus on your health. If you want to do any facets of your life, I think it's imperative that you keep it up and progress. It's like it's like a brick. It's like brick on the house. Sometimes or the roof of a house. Sometimes you gotta keep it up and maintain. If you leave it for too long, next thing there's holes in the roof, and then once water comes down, it's over. So yeah, in that regard, man, I think definitely progression is important, especially in a relationship. If you're attracted to each other, I think it's both in the both interest of both people to maintain that type of spec. You know, for me, my opinion is that if I was at that level, I'd be like, okay, um, if my pocket said so, I'd be like, okay, if she expects my pockets to be full, I expect her to look a certain way. That's just me. But I'm not saying a baddie. Please don't misconstrue me. But anyway,